We just released a new version of Gradebook for Professors from Android for Academics. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk you through some of the basics of the app and show you some of the cool features. A bit of background about the app. The way it's designed to interact with a Google Docs spreadsheet. So there's no data really stored on the phone. And what it does is it just gives you a neat way to interact with your spreadsheet and do some cool things that you would want a Gradebook app to do. So to get started, you hit this little icon here to add a class. And it's going to ask you for your username and password. So I'll get that started now. And again, we have you set up a username and password for each class that you add. It gives professors the kind of flexibility to use different Google accounts for different classes if they want to. So once you're in, you hit Next. It's going to recognize all of your spreadsheets and show you the most recent ones that you've edited first. So if you've just created your Google Docs spreadsheet for your class, it should pop up here right at the top. But if it's not there, if it's an old spreadsheet, you can start typing and it'll filter out. So you can see if I start typing demo, for example, it starts filtering out and you see all these spreadsheets with the word demo in it. I'll do demo gradebook. Now we've drastically simplified getting set up, so most of you won't have to do anything at all. The wizard should recognize where your labels are and stuff. So for example, the first thing you have to do is tell it where your grade assignment labels are, the column headers. For most of you, that's going to be in the first row, so there's probably not anything you have to do, but if you want to move it down or if it doesn't look like it's in the right spot, you can change the row number here. But for most of you, you're just going to be able to put next. Next, it's going to ask you to pick which of your column headers. These are the column headers in my spreadsheet. It's going to ask you to pick which ones are the name columns. If you use two columns, make sure you select the first name first. So there's my first name. There's my last name. And now it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you where it thinks the first student is. In most cases, it's going to be in row 2. And if that's right, you just hit next. And then enter a name. And you're all set. Now demo should show up and it'll tell you the name of your spreadsheet there. Should show up in your course view. And now you can start doing cool things with it. So click on demo. First thing it's going to do is going to pull in your list of students. You have a student view. You can click over here and you should have a list of all of your assignments, and it'll again recognize which of your column headers are assignments. The simplest thing you can do is edit a student's grade or check their grades. So if you click on Tom Berry, it'll show you all of his grades here. Now to edit a single student's grade, just click on like second exam, enter grade B, and you're done, and it edits grades. We have an email feature. If an individual student asks you about a grade, you can click that email button and you can send that student a custom generated grade report right here and send it off. Okay, so that's one cool thing you can do. Another cool thing you can do, and this is new in the most recent version, is we now have this assignment view. Now in the assignment view, you can open up a grade session. So if you're sitting down to grade all, you've got your big stack of second exams and you're going to grade all of them. If you click on second exam here, it brings up a list of all your students, but you'll notice something slightly different about this student view. It says grade session here at the top. And Tom Berry, who we've just graded, you'll notice he's crossed off. This actually crosses off students if it sees that in your spreadsheet they've already been graded. The other nice thing about this grade session feature is if you tap on a student, it automatically brings up the grade entry form. So you hit grade, you hit submit, it submits the grade, crosses Kim off the list, and you can just keep going down and entering grades for your students. And then when you're finished grading, you could go through and do that for all your students. When you're finished grading, you just hit exit session. So now this gradebook has a very quick, minimal click way to grade an assignment for an entire class. Okay, another really nice feature. I showed you how to email one single student. But if you're in your student list, this button does something even cooler. You can blast out a grade to the entire class, a custom grade report to the entire class, or send them a message. So for example, let me show you how send message works. If I want to send a message, just ask you what the subject is. So maybe it's a reminder. You want to remind them that an assignment is due. Reminder. Assignment due. Whatever it is you want to say, just go ahead and say it. And then hit the send button. It actually sends that message to all of the students. So that's it, you're done. Once you just type in the subject and the message. Now, an even cooler feature is the send grade function. If you just click this button from the student view, you can see it's automatically blasting out an email to Tom, Kim, Bob Doan, James Fisher. It's going to go through all of them and email them their own custom grade report. So Tom Barry is just going to get the grades that are Tom Barry's grades. Kim Cooper is going to get just the grades that are Kim Cooper's grades, and so on. So those are some of the basics behind the new version of our gradebook program. You can check it out at androidforacademics.com. And we have a free version of this app and a paid version. The free version is ad-supported. And check out androidforacademics.com for a bunch of our other apps. We have several other free apps for professors on the market.